Hi guys, what a beauty, right? This E-Type, Series 1 and a true racer in this case, 6-cylinder up front. So, welcome to another Kaeve Highlight video. My name is Niels van Roij, I'm a car designer and it's such a joy to be in between these two marvelous pieces of automotive design, but also two very radically different pieces of automotive design. The E-Type Jag here, or the XKE in the United States, was a true driver's car. It was a sports car. 6-cylinder engine up front, manual gearbox, relatively lightweight, and a superb, sexy, voluptuous shape. Later in its life though, it became a bit fat, much like human beings sometimes do that. The 6-cylinder was taken out, a big V12 came in, the car became longer, stretched, heavier, a 2+2, so including rear seats. So the E-Type lost its traction a bit, one could argue. It wasn't a sports car anymore, it became this heavy GT. And it was doing that for a reason, because the marketplace was asking for it. It was changing from these, let's say, relatively basic sports cars to a demand for luxury GTs. One saw the same, for instance, happening at Porsche with the 911 and the 928. Around the 60s, 70s, 80s, the marketplace changed radically. And so did Jaguar. Something really had to change. And although this, to many, is the quintessential Jaguar, right? So these rounded headlights, the soft, curvy, feminine shapes, the cat-like stance, and then of course coming from the headlights into the fenders, these great sculptural lines and shapes, and then of course here in the bonnet, the power bulge right there in the middle, suggesting all the power coming from that 6-cylinder engine. But it had to change. So, in the 70s, this car was designed, and this is a very late example of the XJS. So it's a post-facelift car with full bumpers rather than the rubber bumpers that the initial XJS wore. And of course there are many different changes front and back, but let's just have a look at the rear end here, because what we see are these unique flying buttresses here that are actually an integral part, not just of the design, but also of the structure of the car. So this is not just decoration. They help the XJS shape to be strong, sturdy, and solid. Actually, the only thing that it truly shares with previous Jags is, in this case, its floor plan. It's based on the XJ floor plan, so the saloon floor plan. And this super low roofline, these fantastic elongated proportions, all the elegance coming from these horizontal lines. But that's about it. It's very clean, it's way more modern. It's sculpted in an entirely different fashion. And this was an excellent base for coach building activities. Of course, Lynx designed the so-called Aventer, the shooting brake based on the XJS. And basically, from the B-pillar backwards, the entire design was changed. And because of that long rear overhang and these horizontal lines in the setup of this design, the XJS proved a truly fantastic base for coach building. So, if you're interested in coach building and designing a new coach built car based on the XJS, this is actually a fantastic example. It has this lovely smooth V12, this luscious interior with wood and leather, and then of course the post-facelift design. One of the few things that was actually carried forward from the E-Type that I just pointed out is of course the power bulge here in the middle of the nose, and then of course the shapes there in the fender and the bonnet coming from the headlights, moving all the way towards the back. But that's it. There's nothing that reminds us of classic Jaguar design. The shape of the headlights, this super minimalistic horizontal grille that is almost invisible with only a tiny bit of chrome up top there. This was a radical departure of the classic Jaguar design, often misunderstood, but still a true Jag in its proportional statement, in its surfacing, and in its jewelry. Thank you for tuning in to this Kaeve Highlight video. Enjoy the XJS, available now here in Kaeve.